my name is Job Zuniga-Munoz. I'm from El Paso, Texas. Currently, I'm enrolled in the Clearfield Job Corps, and this is my Job Corps moment. So originally, I used to do a lot of contracting work with one of my neighbors, and he was a welder. He always told me that in order to succeed and actually make the amount of money that I wanted to make, I would need to be certified. Back at home, technical colleges cost around $30,000 to $40,000. And when I had begun looking into what to do with my future, my mom actually mentioned the Job Corps program because she had seen that we only lived like 2 miles away from it our whole lives, but I've never heard about it. So coming into Job Corps, my educational goals were to get my welding certifications, of course, but through the Job Corps program, I was also able to get my OSHA 30 card, including my forklift license. So I would say that Job Corps has positively impacted my life, just because before actually joining Job Corps, I was a little bit stuck on deciding on what career I wanted to do. I had tried retail work, I have done fast food, I've done like contracting, and it never really seemed to kind of satisfy me. But coming into the Job Corps program, I was really able to grow in a sense that I was able to experience a community of like-minded individuals that actually wanted to succeed in their careers. And I was able to make like a lot of friends. I had one of my old friends actually help me with my AC system back at my house, since he was an HVAC program. In terms of community engagement in the community outside of Job Corps, for example, at my old center, they would always tell us to volunteer for the local food pantries for student government. And even here at this center, I have participated. Actually, just this week, we volunteered at a food pantry. And like me personally, I see it as a way to kind of give back to the community because you guys have invested so much time into us. And I feel like I like spending my time giving time back to you guys. So an instance that I have faced challenge during my time at Job Corps, it was probably when I had first started the program. I remember when we were in our CPP classes, everyone was pretty unsure about what they actually wanted to do here on center. And fortunately, we had a really good teacher that actually showed us, hey, like there is a lot of different opportunities that happen here on center. Like we have a lot of trades and there's a lot of like different things to do. When I first started welding, I definitely faced the challenge of actually not knowing how to weld. And it was a little bit silly, but I had spoken to multiple of my instructors at the time, and they all told me that you just have to have the self-confidence in order to be able to weld. So welding is pretty difficult just because it is a form of art. That's the way that I see it. And learning how to do art while not knowing what to do in your future is definitely tricky. But fortunately, I did have some really good teachers that truly inspired me to do my best at all times. I would say coming into Job Corps, I did have plenty of mentors, thankfully, including our leader for Student Government Association, Ms. Mariscal. She has shown me what it means to be responsible and respectful at the same time, and she has shown me growth. Also, for another mentor, it would definitely be my welding instructors, which would include Mr. Morales, Mr. Grajeda, and Mr. Paredes. Coming from my old center, we had these two students that actually took me under their wing, and funny enough, they were siblings. Their names are Guillermo and Ariel, and they really showed me and welcomed me into the group. So Job Corps has actually influenced me to be more ambitious when it comes to my career. I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, but I'm over here in Clearfield, Utah, attending the advanced welding program. And with the advanced welding program, they do show us more processes of welding, which for my future career, it is better because I'm able to actually apply for more places and more jobs. I do hope that after the advanced training program, I am able to apply to a military contractor, such as Northrop Grumman or Lockheed Martin. I was really honored to be asked to participate for the yearly Hill Day for Washington, D.C. Coming from the second biggest Job Corps center and being picked from all the students, to me, it felt like an honor, and I was very well appreciated of all the staff that had actually advocated for me to go. From growing up locally, I actually never left Texas until I had started the Clearfield Job Corps. And from the Clearfield Job Corps, I was actually able to go to Washington, D.C., which has always been a dream of mine because I've always wanted to see the Lincoln Memorial. It's always been an interest of mine. So while I was in Washington, D.C., I was actually able to speak to Congress and a few of their representatives. I was able to speak to Burgess Owens. I also got to meet Blake Moore, and we also met up with staffers for Malloy. While we were there, I was actually able to personally thank them for their support for Job Corps, because as you may know, we were dealing with the Job Corps shutdown that's been happening this past year, and being there and being able to remind them, hey, this is a success that we've had from this center. It's very reassuring, and it was very meaningful to me because they were showing their support, and it really showed that they cared about our future coming from a younger generation. So, like, an extra about going and attending the Hill Day was that I was actually able to meet multiple students from Job Corps all over the USA. I was able to talk to them, and they told me their backgrounds, and it was very exciting to see how different things are in other centers, but the general consensus was that their futures were positively impacted. I would recommend other people the Job Corps program just because of how much it has helped me and my family. I have seen change in a lot of people. Coming from being the student government president at my old center, I would see people when they would first start out, and everyone was nervous. I mean, you're taking a different career path. Let's say you're finishing high school, or even if you haven't finished high school, you're starting a program where you're actually given the ability and the chance to really fulfill your life.